the background, dee 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 dee. If you listen, dee 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 dee. While the thing goes, dee 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 dee, and I try to get myself sorted out here, dee 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 dee, dee 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 dee. Do it and do it and do. Hey, we're here. Welcome. This is. It looks different. I'm screwing with camera stuff. I now look a little healthier, maybe a little flushed. I'm not sure. Rather than being extraordinarily pale, and weirdly enough, my hair still looks like it is actually here. With the really bright lights on, it was receding. Or possibly receded, possibly even capitulated, if you know what I mean. We've changed our things a little bit. I now have a shelf above the camera, and on the shelves I have two LED lamps, which are showing light down on me and the rest of the thing here. And that's where we are. Hi, how are you? Couple of quick notes. This show may be interrupted by a refrigerator being delivered. And if it is, or rather being picked up, because we have a refrigerator, we now have a new fridge. Yay! And as part of that, we now have a rental fridge to be retrieved. And the rental people are going to come get it sometime, hopefully by 5, they said. Now, it may very well be that we get all the way to the end of the show and it hasn't happened yet, in which case we call them and say, hey, what's up? But, you know, people are just generally imperfect. And we're really looking forward to having that part of our kitchen back that currently has the rental fridge in it. Must tune. We're going to do Purdy again today. There we go. You know, I could just sit here and randomly strum things and make it sound and then be happy with it, to be honest with you. But at some point that may mean that you'll hear a doorbell, and then my lovely wife, who's currently hiding behind my hat on the lounge back there, will get up, put on a mask, and go let the guy come in and take our rental fridge away. And then we'll back down to one fridge. I will be once again Matthew, one fridge, Laguerre. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the story here. As you see, the theme, this episode's title is Bored, Broke, Drunk, and Stuffed with Junk Food. And you'll see why when we get through the songs that I have chosen to perform today. Squeeze her like that old eagle grins, 'cause nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny, and as for friends, you don't have any. When you get back on your feet again, everybody wants to be a long lost friend. I know it's strange, without any doubt, but nobody knows you when you're down and out. Yo. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny, and we're off to a flying start here. I'm noticing something too. We currently have 2 more instruments over here on the wall that you can't see because of the comment balloon over here. Here? There we go. Thank you, Tom. I actually picked this song up, of all things, watching, oh goodness, I'm already blanking out on his name here. Eric Clapton's Unplugged performance on MTV. Back when MTV used to show music videos. And I heard that, I was like, that's really nice. I really want to do something with that one day. And many years passed, and I became a musician as well as a magician, and can play it. But there are a couple of instruments over here, and they pick up on the tones that I'm blasting out into the world with this instrument. And so I get this resonance coming off it in my left ear, which is fascinating for me. Probably boring for y'all. Hey, Ron. Welcome to the party. As we said, this is broke, drunk, and stuffed with junk food. Which means that the next song, of course, is following through. We have done broke, and now we will spend a couple of songs being drunk, because that's the way this world works. Hey, Fax! I actually got to stop in on Fax's New York Times crossword show, which happens before us, and sometimes he'll be able to come over here and check us out if he gets done pretty quick. That was a pretty quick run through, though. You were kind of chainsawing through that there, New York Times crossword, Fax. I gotta tell you, I was trying to help, but I was on Facebook, and Facebook has a delay of about 30 seconds when you're doing restream like he and I do. So the comments come in about 30 seconds after they get entered into the Facebook page, which is why I currently have a Facebook page open on this screen over here, which is directly under the camera, as a matter of fact, so that I can actually see that and see what's going on. Also because we've got some folks on the West Coast who do not seem to be recognized by our book faces, by our restream chat thingy for some darn reason. Ghost music, Tom. I tell you, if that's what drink was for a long time, that was a song that haunted me for years. All right, so this one is Arkey's Toast, which is a traditional kind of song, and it's apparently one that's very fond. People who are Morris dancers very fond of. Of course, I learned it listening to Jolly Beggar. That's part of the gloriously grandiose idea of calling myself the Beggar's Legacy once upon a time, before I became Tobias the Adequate. We'll drink to the downfall of tyrants. We'll drink to Christ the Lord. We'll drink to the 12 apostles who preach his holy word. Don't worry, it picks up. We'll drink to the saints and martyrs in the dismal days of yore. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll remember once more. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll remember once more. We'll drink a health to the king, me boys. We'll drink to the health of the queen. Both of them will drink to the royal princes, wherever they are seen. I saw one a minute ago. We'll drink to the dukes and duchesses and all their loyal men. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll fill them up again. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll fill them up again. We'll drink a health to the landlord of this glorious harvest feast. We'll raise our glasses high, me boys, to the strength of malt and yeast. Yeast! It makes things get bigger. We'll drink a health to the landlord and his ale so strong and fine. I didn't mean that to sound dirty. And we'll hope that he forgets to shout when it comes to closing time. And we'll hope that he forgets to shout when it comes to closing time. And now we'll drink to the ladies. Hi there. We'll drink to all their charms. And now it's time for the smolder. We'll drink to the pleasures that we find when we are in their company. That's about as non-offensive as I can make that line. We'll hold them very tight, me boys, but we will make it it clear. It's goodbye on the day that they do say they will keep us from our beer. It's goodbye on the day when they do say they will keep us from our beer. I don't know about y'all, but I feel better. We're definitely kind of ticking along here. This is, I like the way these songs roll out. They really do, they really do, they really do. It's a good opportunity to get these songs down and ingrained. Most of the time I'm still looking at notes. Eventually, if I keep doing this often enough, it'll become much more internalized, and I can be one of those people that actually sings without checking their notes, which is apparently what people want to see. You know, I don't see people looking at a book. Unless you're a legitimate musician, in which case you can look at a book all you want, because it's clear that you can play anything you want to, and you don't really have time to memorize all this stuff. Something. In any case, at some point, this may be interrupted by a refrigerator retrieval, or not. We're not sure. I'm just happy to have an operable fridge now. We have our new fridge. It is a big fridge. It is not full of our stuff yet. It will be full one day. And it has been full, and it's just nice to have, well, you know, if you get used to having something that's a certain way, and then you don't have it for a while, and you feel weird, you know, and it almost feels like you not really belong in that space, and then it changes back. It's like, oh, well, that's better. Like this right here, my current work environment is slowly adapting. Yes, yay, fridge! Fridge! Teleprompters. McSmiley, I can barely afford the LED lamps I have currently illuminating my face. Why do you want a teleprompter? Holy cow, man. Besides which, we could set up a teleprompter at fair that would actually consist of two people on two boxes holding up a giant sheet behind the audience. Which, now that I think about it, isn't the worst idea ever. Plus, you're adding to the economy because you're creating jobs. So, the next song is Boozin, which is another one of those traditional songs. So this one is, we are now staggering out of the Renaissance Festival and shambling over into the Dickensian Fair. I've noticed something with this song. I have a tendency to bottom out on it, because I keep trying to sing this like I'm a baritone. I'm not a baritone. I have a short neck. I'm a tenor. I admit it. So what I have had to do, and I've had to do this with Hasselhoff Ballad as well, is make a note or two as to how to sing it. And it's funny because I actually set two notes up because I forgot the second one. The second one's at the bottom of the lyrics, and I had to I put one at the top. The first one is lightly cheeky Cockney. And the one at the bottom says, sing it like Alan Davies, but tenor and lighter so you don't burn out on the low notes. For me, and for those of you who have watched QI, my Alan Davies key phrase is it the blue whale? Because that is his answer to a lot of things, a lot of questions that are asked, and he's almost inevitably wrong, except for the two times when they made it intentional for him to get it right. And if you've never checked out QI, go look at it. You can look at it on YouTube. You can look at it on BritBox. It's grand fun. But I digress. Now what are the joys of a single young man? What boozing, bloody well boozing. And what is he doing whenever he can? What boozing, bloody well boozing. You may think I'm wrong and you may think I'm right. I don't want to argue. I know you can fight. But what do you think we'll be doing tonight? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. Hey, hey, boozing, boozing, just you and I. Boozing, boozing, when we are dry. Now, some do it openly, some on the sly, but we all love bloody well boozing. And what are the joys of the labouring man? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. And what is is he doing whenever he can? Shirking but boozing, bloody well boozing. He goes out a jobbing, makes many a call, comes home to his wife, and he gives his wife all. That seems a little bit dirty, but what brings him home hanging onto the wall? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. Hey, hey! Boozing, boozing, just you and I. Boozing, boozing, when we are dry. Some do it openly, some on the sly, but we all are bloody well boozing. And what does the temperance union abhor? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. And what does the temperance union deplore? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. They stand on street corners, they rail and they shout about things they know nothing about. If you believe them, and I do not. But what do they do when the lights have gone out? Why, boozing, bloody well boozing. Hey, hey! Boozing, boozing, just you and I. Boozing, boozing, when we are dry. Some on the sly, but we all love bloody well boozing. Some of this stuff I'm doing primarily for my entertainment, if you haven't figured that out by now. But, you know, I do like it. I am working on some other songs. I actually have a new music hall style song. Grandpa's Can of War Ration Spam, which I did last week, I think. And maybe the week before that. It was one of the You're So Darn Smart, Write a Song songs. That's more 1920s than 1800s. There's a lot of music hall stuff, but shockingly, not a huge number of them that actually suit me, which is weird. And the venue in which I am currently plying my self-decree trade. Last song, but first, a quick note. I am going to be committed to being at the day job all darn day on Wednesday. What that means is that the show count will be interrupted most likely. If somehow I am able to get done and come home in time to do another show on Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, fantastic. But if not, that means that we will have Thursday show, a week from Thursday will be show number 99, which means we have show 100 just sitting there. And I'm currently planning to put show 100 out, if that happens, that Friday at 5 p.m. And we're going to go for an hour until we're all sick of it. That's right. A Friday night show. Wow. You know, Tom, I did think I did mention this. The people that taught me how to drink taught me to only appreciate the really expensive stuff, so I can't be an alcoholic due to economic pressures. True story. So, show 100 may very well happen a week from this Friday at 5 o'clock instead of 4:30. And it may go on for an hour. It may go on longer. We don't know. Anything could happen. With this pandemic, no one's taking anything for granted anymore. But let's do the last song. Shall we do the last song? I think we should do the last song. Yes, I'm going to sing this one again. And why am I going to sing this one again? I'm going to sing this one again. Actually, it's been a week. And I've been fairly good about it. I try not to repeat songs like every week. But this one just seemed appropriate for how I was feeling today, especially because I kind of had to rush figuring out what I was going to do based on the fact that I spent half the day at the day job and didn't know whether or not I was going to be able to get back here in time to fetch the fridge. I particularly like playing it on this instrument because it makes anything sound purty. That's the name of this instrument, is Purdy. Purdy, the 8-string tenor ukulele. Let me see if we can do this. I got the ding-dong blues, sadder than a dentist drill. I got them ding-dong blues, had a keg of whip and chill. Look like Audrey Hepburn, searching for a diet pill. I got them ding-dong blues, dreaming about Miami Beach. I got the ding-dong blues, H-bombs 49 cents each. Feel like Mr. Rogers, drinking lots of tab and bleach. Went to ancient Rome, found nobody home. Cub Scouts playing Scrabble, stole my metronome. Oh baby, my hairstyle's obsolete. Madonna bought my building, she put my whirlpool on the street. I got them ding-dong blues, just not having any fun. I got them ding-dong blues, headed for oblivion. Lying on the sofa, crying for the flying nun. I got them ding-dong blues, head's about to bifurcate. I got the ding-dong blues, don't know what it was I ate. Could have been the sushi, caused me to hallucinate. 1 and 1 is 4, 6 and 4 are 9. My favorite orthodontist skipped to Liechtenstein. Oh baby, I'm gloomy as Pagliacci. The only thing will save me, 2 weeks with Liberace. I got the ding-dong blues, suffering from a stabbing pain. I got the ding-dong blues, yes, I'm gonna go insane. Sobbing in a phone booth, somewhere outside Bangor, Maine. Don't know what to do, hope what's in my shoe. Inside my fortune cookie said I used the wrong shampoo. Oh baby, I'm down upon my knees. If things don't get much better, I'm gonna send out for Chinese. The ding-dong blues. I still enjoy this, and I kind of feel like I ought to do it every so often because my friend BC went to the trouble of inflicting this song on me. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in the late 80s or early 90s, I actually saw this cartoon right here, but it didn't have the arrangement on it. Because I was in college in the late 80s, most of which I remember. So here we are, come scampering in, pausing to stare up at the peephole while we look, standing on the threshold of the end of another Troubadork non-commute show. Thank y'all for hanging out with me here. And, wow, I got, like, PayPal'd right in the face again here. The tip jar, of course, is over here, paypal.com/theadequate. I could put up a Venmo. I don't know if you crazy kids use Venmo or not. I have a Venmo. I actually Venmoed money to somebody once, and that's all I've used it for. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put that up there too. I'll have like a whole tip jar thing. But I want to thank Robert and Rick and Emily and Miranda for tossing a couple of bucks in the bucket. Any money that goes into the tip jar or into my Patreon goes towards improving the show with things like a new camera, which I got, the Stream Deck, which I got right here, and I now can actually hold up and go, oh, look, it's a Stream Deck. Look at that. Ooh, little buttons, shiny buttons. Yes. The boom for the camera, which is now set very securely and is actually aimed so I can keep it in one place. Strings for my instruments, tuners, batteries, talent, things like that. Stephen and Rob and Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene have all committed for some reason to the Patreon deal, and the $2 a month Patreon level is the cheapest ad budget ever, which means that I will actually promote you, your product, your service, or whatever you want me to promote down here during the show. Carpe Diem Comics is, of course, the official emotional support comic shop of Tobias the Adequate and the Troubadork Show. They can be found in McKinney, Texas, or at Carpe Diem Comics Online.square.site. The archives are kept over here, facebook.com and twitch.tv/Tobias the Adequate. The YouTube page is youtube.com/MPLEGARE, and the Troubadork playlist is updated fairly regularly, but you can always go back and take a look at all the stuff that got scrolled through and spooled up because they save these things for me now. And that, my friends, is the full shebang. We have actually gotten the show done before they come to take the fridge, and I'm a little concerned about that, so I'll probably be giving them another call just to see if they have to come tomorrow or if they're going to come today. We're actually right in under the wire at 4:59 p.m. here. Tomorrow will be another show. Wednesday may be the day that we have to skip. I've had to skip show days before, and I'm not that fussy about it. It's not like this is my job or anything. This is what we do to try to keep sane and entertain ourselves and amuse each other. Real quick plug, Fax Paladin solves the New York Times crossword puzzles, and he does that almost every week, I think. Is that right, Fax? I think that is. But go to twitch.tv/FaxPaladin to check out his timeline. You can also find him on the Facebook as well, because he is another Restream.io dude like myself. See that? Shameless plugs. I don't care. This is basically the new economy, is a bunch of fairly broke performers plugging each other's shows constantly. Because why not? Anyway, this is Monday. I hope you've had a good Monday so far. I hope your Monday continues to improve. I hope the rest of your week goes well. And once again, y'all have been glorious. From an undisclosed location in a Tuesday night concert? That's true. Yes, absolutely. And from an undisclosed location here in San Antonio, Texas, you've been fantastic. I've been Tobias the Adequate, and I thank you for encouraging my behavior. And I will see y'all